Big news for Jaron Ennis. Now, we haven't seen Ennis in the ring for about a year now. Last time we seen Ennis in the ring is when he fought Vila. Man, he looked amazing on that night. He put on a beat down, put Vila in the hospital, and damn near killed that boy. But we ain't seen Jaron Ennis since then. And, you know, to keep it a buck, we haven't seen most of the fighters on the PBC roster because we know they went from Showtime to Amazon Prime. And this weekend, we'll finally get the first PBC card since what, like November? I don't remember when the last PBC, it was probably like around November or December, but we finally gonna get to see PBC once again. Now, a lot of people, they thought that Jaron Ennis was a PBC fighter. But actually, Jaron Ennis was just a fighter doing business with the PBC because Boots was actually a Cameron Duncan fighter. And Cameron Duncan did a lot of business with the PBC. Boots was not a PBC fighter. Now, recently, not too long ago, Cameron Duncan passed and Cameron Duncan's daughter took over the company. A little bit after that, we seen that Ennis, he was supposed to fight Cody Crowley. Then we heard he was going to fight Stanionis. Then it was Cody Crowley again. But the whole time, Jaron Ennis is sitting on the sideline and he ain't getting no fights. Well, Ennis had a problem with the way that his career was being ran by Cameron Duncan and now his daughter. So Ennis put in a lawsuit. And in that lawsuit, he says that he was supposed to get like 4 fights a year, right? I believe the first year it was supposed to be 4 fights. Then it was 3 fights. And Jaron Ennis was only fighting once a year after the year of what, like 2022 or something like that. I don't know. I have to go back and look. But y'all get the gist of everything, right? Boots put in a lawsuit saying that his promoter breached the contract because they didn't give him the amount of fights that he was supposed to get as written in the contract. Now, when I seen the lawsuit, I said, well, Jaron Ennis got to realize that his promoter does all his business with PBC, right? And Jaron Ennis has some type of deal through his promoter with Showtime. But, I mean, everybody knows that PBC fighters, once you get to a level of Ennis, they're only fighting once a year. You know what I'm saying? And it's no different from Ennis. He was only fighting once a year. You know, when his promoter, Cameron Duncan, wasn't working with other promotional companies, he just strictly was doing business with the PBC. That's just what it was going to be. So I was kind of confused with the lawsuit that Ennis had. And, you know, that was kind of keeping Ennis on the shelf. And a lot of people don't know that Jaron Ennis was supposed to be on the first fight card for PBC and Amazon Prime. Ennis was supposed to be the main event. But with all his issues that he had with the lawsuit going on, it was holding up his career. But now we got big news. Jaron Ennis is a free man.
The judge has ruled that he is no longer obligated to be under Now Promotions, which was ran by the Duncans. He could go. Now we all know that he's free to sign with the PBC. He can do whatever he wants. He pretty much a free agent, but we know where Jaron Ennis is going. He going to the PBC.
Now, the lawsuit that he filed, once again, it was pissed off because he wasn't fighting as many times as he had in his contract. The only bad thing about that is now that he's with PBC, we know that he only gonna fight once a year now. It ain't gonna be no more than once a year now. And I'm not shitting on the PBC. That's not what I'm doing. I'm just giving y'all the obvious. So he had a lawsuit complaining about he wasn't fighting enough. And now he's going to be with a promotional company that he definitely is not going to fight enough. Jaron Ennis is a young, hungry lion. He getting ducked by pretty much everybody. Don't nobody want to fight him. And that's the messed up part about boxing today. When you got talent like a Jaron Ennis, everybody gonna duck you. We see that with all of the fighters like David Benavidez, Jaron Ennis, Shakur Stevenson, and fighters that just have a talent on a different level. You're gonna get ducked unless the promoter is willing to just put up a whole shit ton of money for these other big name fighters to fight you. If they not willing to put up the money, well, you're gonna get ducked. And unfortunately, that's what Jaron Ennis has been dealing with throughout his career. Now, I got more news for y'all in regards to Jaron Ennis. Jaron Ennis and Cody Crowley, they was in the purse bid. Shout out to Jake Donovan. Jake Donovan, he came out with the news and said that, that purse bid is no longer going on. They don't know what happened. They just said the purse bid is off the table. So I don't know what this means. Does this mean that Cody Crowley ducked out of the fight with Jaron Ennis also? Because everybody been ducking him. Now, if you ask me, I wasn't too enthused about a fight with Ennis and Cody Crowley. I already know what that fight was going to do. You know what I'm saying? Ennis was going to beat the living shit out of Cody Crowley. So I wasn't too enthused in seeing that, but seeing that don't nobody else want to fight Boots, it's like, what you going to do? I want to see Boots and Stanionis. That's a hell of a fight. But Stanionis, he been out of the ring for like 2 years now. Come April, it'll be 2 years that Stanionis been out of the ring. So do we really want to see Stanionis in the ring with Boots off of a 2-year layoff? Can Stanionis be at his best? You know what I'm saying? The 147-pound division is not looking too good right now. Ever since we know that Errol Spence, he's no longer in the division. We don't even know if Errol Spence going to fight again. Bud Crawford, he moved up to 154. So the division is looking very weak, especially now that Keith Thurman, he ain't even going to be fighting in the division. Keith Thurman may not ever fight again. He just suffered another injury. So what is Boots going to do? You know what I'm saying? Who is there for Boots to fight at 147 for him to actually even get credit for? We know he been running through every opponent and he ain't getting credit for it because people saying, oh, well, he ain't fighting nobody. He ain't fighting nobody. 147 was once the biggest division in boxing, and it seems like overnight, it's no longer that. Overnight, it might be the weakest division in boxing now, and especially that none of these fighters want to fight Jaron Ennis. So what's next for Ennis? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Who is he going to fight at 147? Who would y'all like to see him fight at 147? Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think about all this news. Make sure you smash my like button, subscribe to the channel if you're not already subbed, and y'all already know how I do. There you go, talking that boxing again, and I'm gone.
To the right with the bass up loud. Slide, choking on that leader.
2 miles per hour, so everybody see.
Yeah, I hope you got big lungs if you're rolling with me. I roll quickly, roll minute, plus I'm rolling sticky. Hit the road with me, only push it to the 50, cruising through your city, super sharp, fresh fitted. Hey, too cold with it. Check out the interior, it's hater me. Chop raw material, get it bucket. Hey, roll another blunt up, hit patchwork, rolling from with Nico till that sun's up. Hit like nunchucks, he can't stop that. A Lamborghini nose, swinging with toss. Hey, clear the way, clear the lane. I'm topless, different from them laws. Want no dogs in my cockpit. I'm load off, ain't got my load off. Got my 4 elbows and a quota that don't solve. Enough to get me shook up, but now I got the cook up. And since they didn't book up, every time you look up, I'm